All right, all right. What's crack-a-lacking, fam? It's I might as well wait a second. Oh, what's good, Lauren? How you been? Man? How's that baby? Jenny, Philip,
Darren,
Patrick, how y'all doing? Yes.
it's not May 1st, it's June 1st.
What's going on? Yeah. All right, check this out. For those of y'all that's on the page, I'm gonna send y'all a link because I need for y'all to come to my radio page, Jenny, Philip, Patrick. Because what's gonna happen is, as of next month, I won't be transmitting on this page anymore. Deanna, what's happening? So I'm gonna post a link to the show page that I'm gonna need for you guys to go to finish watching the show. And if you guys just click on that link I just provided, you guys can meet me on the show page, which is where everything's going to be. What's going on, Deanna? What happened there? A little beeping noise. Adrian, what's going on? Sharon, how are you? Getting our gratuitous hellos in to make sure everybody's good, having a good day. I'm chilling. Slam, what's good? Like I said, I'm going to post a link for the page I want you guys to go to. Because I won't be transmitting from my regular pages anymore. Varshay, what's good? So the link I just provided, can you guys go to that link and join me on the Random Show, my radio page? Because eventually I won't be able to transmit from my personal pages. All right, Deanna, Adrian, Jenny, Patrick, Philip. Just hit that link where it says https facebook.com random thoughts with DVP. Come join me. Be part of my cyber audience as we get into what's crack-a-lacking. All right, I forgot what the day was already. I'm gonna need me an assistant with a little clipboard I can cheat on. Oh, you like the bow tie? It was it was a request. It was a request from one of my listeners, so I got to do what I got to do. I'm good, Deanna. Like I said, come to the show page. Come join me. Bring your man. And where's the cousin? Where's the cousin? Varshay, what's good with you? Varshay, since I got you here, I saw the thing about you doing a link on finances. So can you post a link in here for me so that people can if it's open to the public, can they come, or if they can enroll in it, can you post it? Hey Olivia, don't curse me out. I forgot. I've been running like crazy. I got a business trip I've been trying to get prepared for, and blame it on the head, not the heart. I've just been busy. But Varsha, can you post that for me when you get a chance? And give them a quick update about what it is. Thank you, sir. Like I said, I got a request for the bow tie. It's out the norm, but they requested a color, so hey, I'm the host with the most. So if you got something that you want to see that ain't out of the way, ain't crazy, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm here, not live. Y'all like the? It's Easter, yeah. Varshay's posting a link for a seminar she's having. Robin, what's going on? How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. One of my smarter Facebook friends. Hey, Robin, let me make sure you comment first to make sure you're not just passing through. So anyway, today's show we're gonna talk about preferences and priorities. I got a couple other things I want lined up. John L. What's crack-a-lacking? I got a couple things I want to talk about. But today I'm gonna keep it to this. Tanel, how are you? Man, it's a lot of first time viewers going on here. That's what's up. I'm digging that. I'm gonna post a link again for you guys to where I need for you to come to. Hit that link and then just join me live on the page that it's gonna tell you to come to. Cause I'm gonna start shutting down my personal pages because sometimes you guys get a little frisky and y'all get me in trouble with my mom. I'm too old to be getting in trouble with my mom. You know what I'm saying? I'm too old. And plus I'm a good kid. All right, Varshay, while we waiting on them, because they can always scroll back up, give a little quick spiel on what it's about. because I thought it was about finance, but I see it's this business opportunity. And give them a little something about how you can help them with their credit. When I stop being a slacker, I'm telling y'all now, I'm gonna go to Varshay and let her help me fix my credit. I've been a bum. I can admit that, because I don't self be true. I need to get a couple things done, and I'm gonna see if Varshay is any good, so I can promote her. Powerade, because anybody still got me no tequila. I'm feeling so unloved, so unloved. Okay, you teach a credit. Varshay teaches a credit restoration seminar every Tuesday night. Where is this, Varshay? So yeah, Johnny L, come on over, man. You know what's up. I've been missing you, bro. Everything good with your pop? I'll respond to the messages later. It was coming up, but I got it on block while I'm on the show. Like I said, today we're gonna get into preferences and priorities. Got my notepad because I got to be a little bit more productive, and just be better organized. So that's what I'm working on. That's what's up. The link got informational videos. That's what's up. All right, so my week has been kind of busy, kind of hectic, which I guess is always a good thing. As you can see, my eye has gotten a whole lot better. How does that happen? If this says my calls are supposed to be blocked. Did you guys hear that? Hopefully not. Yeah, my eye's better. It was a sty. It was a sty from hell. It just kept getting bigger and bigger and hurting. Now I'm good with here. Hey, sis, what's going on? I know you're going to be here for a minute, so I'm going to post the link one more time. I need for you guys to come to the show page while I'm waiting for you guys to get here, as I was told to do, so that everything is good. Click on the link, Michelle, and just come join me on the show page. Tracy, how are you? What's the thing? I feel like I can't breathe. Lenise or Negron ECNL. How you been, stranger? Love looks good on you. I'm happy for you. All right, here you go, guys. I'm gonna post a link again. I need for you guys to come to the show page because I'm getting in trouble. And understand the show will now be on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. I got a couple of prospectors watching about getting me on another radio program, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Hey, Samantha, how are you? Click on the link. Come join me in the show page. Pretty please. Pretty please. All right. So anyway, last week was a pretty good week. You know, nothing extravagant happened. I'm still in the process of getting a car. You know, recovering from a double car wreck. You know, who has 2 car wrecks like that? Had 1 car wreck. Then my rental. I was in a wreck with my rental also. So that's what's going on. But hey, you know, any day you complain is a great day, because lots of people can't complain. So I got it good. I can complain about things. So I'm happy about that. So y'all know what it is. Today is Wednesday. It's 6:10. Here's the door. I'm not locked out. Bathroom. Y'all know what it is. Tracy, come to the show page. Pretty please. So everything is good. Like I said, we're going to talk about preferences and priorities. I've talked to quite a few people who listen to the show, and I've talked to quite a few people who don't listen to the show, which is neither here nor there. You know, I'm just here to provide a little information source and bring up subjects that people won't approach honestly or with integrity. So, we talked a lot last week about some of the decisions that we all make, men and women. And we're just going to elaborate on those a little bit. Hey, Tina. Hey, Nicole. We talked about Todd. For those of y'all don't know, Todd is the other damn dude. And when I tell women don't treat me like Todd because you picked up bad habits from Todd or because Todd wasn't a good guy, don't take them on to the next guy. I haven't come up with an acronym yet for the woman. So, you know, I'm still working on that one. But this is the whole process of life and, of course, relationships, because that's what you guys always want to hear about. Even though I want to talk about other stuff, and I'm going to get that in. Not the After Dark show, but I'm going to have a really business show. I think I'm going to do a Law and Order series. to give you guys legal updates on what can and can't happen. So we're gonna quickly talk about this. We might as well talk about United for like 5 or 10 minutes. Anybody who's ever ridden a plane and listened to the instructions that they give you or pay any attention to anything they're saying, it is unlawful to disrupt a flight. You can't click on the link. Okay, just type in Random Thoughts with DVP. It'll take you to the show page. That sucks. Tanel, just type in Random Thoughts with DVP. Anyway, it tells you it's a federal offense to disrupt a flight. So if the flight attendant asks you, if anybody with authority asks you to remove yourself from a plane, that's all they legally have to do. Can somebody tell me if the link is working on... Shanice, how are you? Got my sandwich yet? If you're on a plane and they ask you to leave, ask you to step off the plane, you have no legal recourse. Take it up with management, but there's no need to argue on the plane. Once you're on that plane, especially on that plane, on that tarmac, it's federal. It's all federal space. Anything you do is federal crime. And honestly speaking, once you get out of the vehicle and you go through those double doors where you get your ticket, you're on federal property. They just give you, a grace space, which is outside. Hey, what's up? What's up? Nikki, Nicole, Sandra, what's good with you? Hey Paige, how are you? Can I get you guys to come to Random Thoughts with DVP? I heard the link isn't working, so if you just type Random Thoughts with DVP in the search bar, it'll come up. I thought I typed the right link. It got there for me. There you go. Did it work or did you have to type it in, Tanel? Anyway, so when you go to the airport, between the time you go through those double doors and the time you get to that line where you check in, that's your time to run. Because actually, once you go through the double doors, if you got a gun, they can be locked up. You can be locked up. It's just a federal law, period. There's no way around it. Even as a cop, you can get locked up. Because if you're not a cop working for the airport, you don't have federal authority. Okay, Tanel, thanks. So, I'm listening to what everybody's saying about this guy and how unfair it was. But understand, as you check out the whole story, thank you, Tracy. The whole story is the flight in and of itself was not overbooked. The flight was booked. They needed 4 people to get off because they had to get those 4 crew members from another flight that had been grounded. Now, from a purely business perspective, purely business, let's leave the feds out of this. And I hear everybody say, and I get it, they shouldn't have made him get off. But understand, 4 people were removed. 3 left voluntarily. This doctor was the one who put on scene. Do you really want a doctor like that working with you? No. But anyway, they asked him to leave. He paid, he was on the plane, he was in his seat, yada, 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 yada. Well, remember now, they offered compensation, free flights, and a hotel stay. They asked him to leave. Is it more important as a business to satisfy 1 customer or 100 customers? Now, it sounds good to say you want to satisfy that 1, but if you're in business to make money, would you rather have 1 unhappy customer or 100 unhappy customers? That's pure mathematics. Okay? 1 person at 250 or 100 people at 250. It's a huge difference in economics. So then there's a federal law that says once they tell him, there's nothing he can do. He can sit there and scream about he got a ticket. He can tell them about all the emergencies he had. He can tell whatever he wants to. But initially he had already signed up for the benefit package. He just changed his mind because he has these patients who ain't been to a doctor and been rescheduled. But anyway, yada, yada. Trace, you a nurse. How many times you have to reschedule because doctors, either appointments run late or something happens, doctors have emergencies that leave and go to the hospital. All that happens all the time. So anyway, it's crazy. If you're noticing, I ain't seen the Asians fussing. I ain't even seen many white people fussing. It's just us fussing about boycott them. Can't anybody tell me about a boycott that ever worked? Ever. Okay. So I just had to get that out because I want y'all guys to, stay focused. Every fight is not a fight, and some fights you can't win, so what's the purpose of fighting other than to say, oh, I stood my ground? Well, if you stand your ground, he ain't going to get paid in a lawsuit. Anything, he'll end up in jail for disrupting a flight, which is a federal offense. Feds are not racial. Remember now, the feds locked up Pete Rose, Al Capone, 2 really famous white people, influential white people. Thank you, Doug. How you doing, man? I need to holler at you anyway. Doug, inbox me your number, man. I don't think I ever got it. And I hear people saying, "Oh, that's not right." Well, it's not about what's right. Very rarely do business people do what's right. They do what's profitable. Then, if you got the feds behind you, you double. Anybody remember last time the feds got locked up for illegal arrest? It just doesn't happen like that because they have certain benefits. Questioning. It's not really lock up. You just can't go nowhere for 48 hours. Sometimes 72. They can just hold you. Period. There's nothing you can do about it. So that whole issue is, and people don't get it. This is the feds and this is a business. Hey, cuzzo, you know what it is. Come to the page. Random Thoughts with DVP. Y'all know what it is. I'm hearing the link is not working, so you just got to type it in. Random Thoughts with DVP. It worked on my phones. I don't know why it's not working now. So come on over, cuzzo. Oh, and happy birthday. So anyway, I just had to get that out because I didn't want to do a special show on it because it's not an hour-long topic. But like I say, Doug had already pushed me one time, and I dropped the ball, Doug, so I need you to stay on me about doing a Law and Order series about telling people what they really can, what the law really says, unemotionally. Because we all think we know something is right, something is wrong. And it may be true. But if it's not legal, who cares? It's not the law. So you can feel how you want to feel, but the law says this, this, and this. So that's really if nobody cares. Why offer more money? 3 people that already took it. That's just not gonna happen. I'm not sure which one of y'all this is, but no. If you offer one more money, everybody got set prices for how they're gonna do this. All dude had to do was leave. It's a federal offense. They could have just told him to come off, period. The fact that they offered something was going above and beyond. There's no way around it. Everybody wants personally to be satisfied, but sometimes that ain't the way it happens. When you go to the doctor's office and the doctor can't see you, what do you get? You get rescheduled. Do they pay you for a day off work? No, they don't. Sometimes they don't even say they're sorry. There's no difference. You done took off, use your vacation time, sick time, whatever it is, nothing is offered. There's no difference. Except the feds run this. The feds don't run your doctor. The feds run this. The feds. So, it's just not. It's not. They had already upped the price from $400 to $800. It just, nope. Jamaica, you go from one. I want you to go to the Random Thoughts with DVP page. You always do this to me. All right, anyway, let's get on to the subject. Did I open the door already? I seen the bow tie. I showed off. I have a niece who makes these wonderful beads. The white ones and the black ones I bought, but these she made. Great. If you want a pair, let me know. Got you. I got it, Doug. Appreciate you. Let me know if she does these. These are really weighted and heavy. Doing infomercials while I do this. This is so cute. She's really talented. Yeah, okay. So, I'd like to see that because if the flight ain't worth it, I don't see that. But I'm going to take your word for it. But can we get you under your name so I know? Because I want people to think that I'm doing this. So, can you log in under your name? Please? I'm pretty sure that's you, Tommy. Yeah, I don't want my listener to get fused and think I'm telling them this because I'm not agreeing with what you're saying. Anyway, on the preferences of priority, and let's talk about this from a real world standpoint. And one of my mottos is I do what I have to so that I can do what I want to. I had a job that I was a sheriff for 22 years for those y'all that don't know. I was in the military for 5 years. I did those things so I could do what I wanted to. Oh, Johnny, okay, that's what's up, Johnny. Yeah. Okay. I don't even want to know. I do what I had to. I did what I had to so I could do what I wanted to. Preferences and priorities. I took a job as a sheriff. When I saw the benefits, it had medical benefits that were going to let me retire fully covered. That was a priority for me in my job search. Some people take jobs for money. Some people take jobs because they like them. They take jobs for different reasons. Whenever you're making a decision about something, you should really know who you are personally. Am I doing something because I have to, or am I doing something because I want to? When you have preferences and priorities, a priority is something that's mandatory, that's got to be there. So when you take a job, is there a priority on what you got to be paid? Is there a priority for the medical package, the retirement package? These are things that you have to look at while you're making the decision. Your preferences for, you may prefer to work in a certain state or not a certain state, like some of the flight attendants. They're homed out of somewhere. These are things that you have to consider for you. when you're making decisions, your priorities have to be met. And what a lot of people are doing is dismissing their priorities and letting their preferences overrule, and therefore they end up unhappy because they don't have the things that are prioritized for them. And you know what? Let me just go to relationship, because I don't know if you guys get some of this with me on business. I don't care for women that smoke. I've dealt with some. I just don't have a long-term vision with them. They smoke. Gets in your clothes. It gets in my beard. I ain't knocking people that smoke, but when you're around smoke, if you ever come home from work after a long day and you've been around smoke, you can't go straight to bed because then the smoke gets in everything. So I'm not a big fan of smokers. It's a preference that's bordering on a priority for me. But I said this to say, ladies, even guys, because Doug is here, and Doug, my man, John L is here. When you're picking a date, a buddy, a life partner, what is it that they have to have? You know, people say, oh, I'll just go with the flow. There's something that's, there's mandatory. Do you want unemployed? I mean, some people are preferential to the hair. I mean, I dated a girl. Well, I asked a girl out. She told me she would only go out with me if I shave. She won't date guys with facial hair. That's a priority for her. Don't know why. Didn't care. I knew I wasn't going to shave, so we weren't going to make it. So we get into the preferences and priorities category. When you see somebody, and yeah, we go with the visual, because your host is very shallow, but he's visually shallow. Hey, Jazzy, what's up? He's visually shallow. But that's just the first part. It's a priority for me for you to be attracted to me. Now, sometimes what I think is attractive ain't attractive to everybody else. But we're not talking about everybody else. So you have to know what your priority is. I mean, I tell you guys all the time, for me, good sex is a priority, not a preference. But I've seen many of you guys say that sex ain't that important. Fine. That means it's a preference. So when you're doing something, and I tell about it, no matter what you do, whether it's in life, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in a decision-making thing, you need to write down the pros and the cons or your preferences and priorities. If your preferences outweigh your priorities, then you're probably headed down the wrong road. Because your priorities are these are your standards. I don't like being lied to. That's the quickest way to get dismissed from my world, is to lie to me. It's hard for me to overcome lies. But some people don't mind being lied to. So as we get into this and everybody discusses, Jazz is here, John is here, Paige, you still with me? Varshay, I'm not sure. Shanice, Jamaica, Samantha, I'm not sure who's still with me. Can y'all just click I so I can? Okay, Olivia, right? Well, Olivia, but lies are the worst only for a select group of people, because some people stay in a relationship where they know their partner's lying, they still stay. So when they say, "Oh, I gotta have this," well, everybody can make one mistake. So if we're dating and I lie to you one time, you give me one. When I lie again and you still stay, that means lying is not that big a deal to you. Hey, Sonia. Hey, Rosalind. How y'all doing? So we talking about preferences and priorities. So when you're looking at whatever it is, whether it's a job, whether it's a mate, whatever, you have to know what's important to you. What kind of moral standards, whatever it is you're doing. And like I said, right now, we can mix and match. It really doesn't matter. I know it's important for me, so when I make decisions, I have to make them based on what my priorities are. Like I said, preferences are little things that are negotiable. I want a woman that has a job or has a work mentality. She doesn't want to work. She just wants to be taken care of. What benefit is she to me in the long run? Suppose something happens to me and I can't work. That's what's up. So as you're listening, and ladies, Olivia, Sonia, Rosalind, Paige, Jazzy, tell me. I don't know where Jamaica is. She lost in cyberspace. Jamaica, you here? Tell me some of your priorities, and I'm gonna keep this easy for y'all. When you're picking, not a mate, because that's an upgrade. What's a priority? And Olivia, I'm gonna tell you why I don't like what you just said. What's up, Chuck? Chuck, come to the Random Thoughts with EVP page, bro. I ain't seen you in a minute. Glad to have you. But I'm gonna stop transmitting on this page in a couple of weeks. Only from the Random Thought page. So come on over and holler at me. Church is a must for you, Olivia. And I was telling somebody, I had a problem with somebody who said that, because if I go to church, what does that mean? It just means I spend 90 minutes in a building. And back in the day when I was no good, this girl told me that she would only sleep with me if I went to church with her. I went to church with her just for the purpose of sleeping with her. Went to church, went to her house, had sex, I never called her back. Because I didn't understand what going to church meant. It didn't make me any less of a heathen. It didn't make me any less of what I was at the time. So when you say that, living, I'm not knocking you, but what is it? Because if we're going, but we're not discussing anything, we're not sharing commonality, we're not having open, honest communication, what's the purpose of going to church? See, and Olivia, you're being very vague. You keep saying that first they got to go to church, then they have to believe. Believe what? And these are things you have to know within yourself so that you can make wise decisions. I'm not knocking you. I just know that you're here now and you're saying things. They have to believe what? In a higher power, they have to believe the same thing you believe. Do they have to believe strongly in what they believe? Can they be a Buddhist? Can they be a monk? What is it they have to do? And you got it. These are the things you have to be really, really on the park on, because this is where we make a lot of bad decisions, because we start half-assing our priorities. And then we put ourselves in bad situations and we won't accept responsibility for it. Paige says mental stimulation and honest communication. And that's one of the things I always say. Don't just communicate. The communication has to be honest, because everybody communicates. Most communication is lies. I'm going to tell you what you want to hear, yada, yada, yada. And live like I'm going to pick on you just because you brought up church. Like I said, I went to church with this girl. That's what she wanted to hear. That's what she got from me. I believed that I was going to get some. That was as far as my belief system went with her at that time. So if I was using your system, and I know it's a little bit more than that, I give you what you want, but it's not who I am. But it was what I wanted to get to an end goal. Paige is talking about the honest communication, which I'm a big, huge fan of. If we can't have that, then what's the purpose? Because, like I said, everybody talks, but who is really honest and who's listening? The thing says, when you listen, are you listening to respond, or are you listening for understanding? And there's two big differences, because sometimes when you talk to people, and I've done this, people are talking to me, and I can't wait for them to finish so I can answer, because I'm really not listening to what they're saying. I know the answer to what I heard, and I stop listening. So honest communication is a huge deal in my world. It's at the, it's right up there with, my shallowness and the good sex. Those are the top three things that I gotta have. And Chuck, remember I just said, it's not communication, it's honest communication, because we all talk. Everybody talks. Everybody talks, which is why I hate when people just say, oh, we gotta communicate. If it's not honest, then what's the point? I mean, I can lie with the best of them if it's, it's what we do. If we need something, most of us know how to tell how to get what we need. And if somebody's not paying attention, we'll give them just that. So, that's one of those things that you do, and you go from there. Olivia, give me something else besides church. Tracy, what do you agree on? And tell me what's the problem. Tracy, why y'all in the Random Thought with DVP page? Come on over. Come join me. You have an open invitation from the host. Come on. So like I say, and I tell people all the time, I would never date a girl seriously, relationship, who I didn't have dirty thoughts about. I know for me, that's a recipe for cheating. I'm dating you because, for I say, you got good credit, you can do this, you can do this. But at the end of the day, if I'm not having dirty thoughts about you while I'm at work, am I really rushing home to you? And we're talking about, right now, we're talking about me, not you, me. Come on over here, Chuck. Stop being hard-headed. It's not that people shy away from honest communication, Chuck. It's that people don't know how to be honest, or people don't know how to accept honesty. Sonya says he has to know what he wants. If I meet a man he does not show a genuine interest in getting to know me from the start, I believe he's weighing too many options to focus on me. Hey, Linda, how are you? If it's not that, I mean, he could just genuinely be busy working. Sonya, I won't say that up front. And even to the point of, I used to believe that people should know what they want, but you can only know what you want based on your experiences. How many times have you done something with somebody and didn't like it, and you did the same thing with somebody else and you loved it? So sometimes you don't know what you want until you experience it in a good way. So I'm on the fence with that one. And even with the genuine interest, hey, Linda, can you type in Random Thoughts with DVP, please, and come over to my show page? See the smile? Just for you, Linda. And so that's one of those things that you just have to get into to get past, son. I don't want a genuine interest in the beginning from somebody. I mean, yeah, I think you're cute, but I don't know our mental status yet to say that I'm genuinely interested. And it could be when you say too many options, I'm assuming you're meaning too many options from a dating standpoint. That's what I'm assuming. You know what they say about assuming. People could be very wrong. So sometimes you just have to treat it like Monopoly. Go around the board a couple of times and see where his interest is. Because I've met people, genuinely good people, during the worst times, and it took a few minutes, months for us to get to a point where we were good. Because at the time we met, it was just not a good time. Paige says open-mindedness. Closed minds seem to have the biggest mouths, but ain't saying nothing. Right? Because they communicate. Sometimes they're doing it because they're trying to shut you down. They don't want to hear what you got to say. Because a lot of people who claim to be open-minded are really bogus dictators. They want you to think that way, and that their way is the only way. Even though it's, oh yeah, I listen to everybody. I listen to everybody. Whatever. If you listen to everybody, you can't listen to everybody if you're constantly talking. Olivia, you're very family. What you believe in? You want to have a family with the guy? Give me a little bit more information. Linda, we're talking about preferences and priorities. Do you have any preferences? No, I'm sorry. Do you have any priorities for guys that you want to date? And let me rephrase that. I'm not saying anything about you, but I got to be politically correct about anybody that you might date. You just say that so that I don't get in trouble with management. Even though I think Johnny, you're the only management person that's here right now. I ain't seen Tommy. I think Ray is busy. Yeah, you ain't been to a meeting. You got to come to a meeting to catch up. I really like this bow tie. It looks good on the camera. So yeah, because like I say, in dealing with me, because I think I use my sarcasm as a way to meet people to see if they're really shy or sensitive. Because if you're sensitive, we won't be good together. Because hey, Ray is here. John is also here. I ain't seen Tommy, Odessa, or Jules. I hate that. No what? So these are things when we're doing the preferences. If you keep cheating yourself on preferences, you'll always be behind. And you can't have people who just giving you stuff just because you want to hear it, which is why I'm not a big fan of telling people what you want up front, because then you're telling them what role to play. So what you said, you have a preference for an actor, because what you're getting is a role player. Like I said, I picked on you at first, Olivia, because when a girl told me she wanted me to go to church, I was like, cool, 90 minutes, I'm good. I'm going to get some. And at this point, because she said that, and it seemed so narrow-minded to me, because she didn't ask me what my faith was, what I believed in, what were my value system. She said, I want you to go to church with me. So I strictly categorized her right then. It's not a good girl. Olivia says, I have 6 grown kids, so I got a lot of family stuff I can go to by myself, but I don't want to. Right. A priority. I don't date women who are strong on that independent woman, because what does independent have to do with anything? Yeah, you can be independent, but when you're with me, you're supposed to be a queen. Let me do what I do, yada yada yada. But like I said, I was telling somebody, I had a woman arguing about opening the door because she was independent. She can open her own damn doors. I took her back home. I'm not finna argue with you about a stupid door. So my priority, I will not deal with a woman who is that independent that she, the phrase, I don't need a man for nothing. Well, to me, that's one of the dumbest statements going. I need a woman. I need a woman. I need a woman. And those y'all that know me know how strong-willed I am. I don't want to do this by myself forever. I need a woman. But I don't need any woman. I need my woman. And that's, she's going to meet a set of priorities. And then there's some preferences that are negotiable. The priorities are what they are. Science says one of my priorities is he has to have committed to something. Whether it be a career, house, former wife, his children, something. If my age, you should have done at least one of those things. Exactly. Because we're not in our 20s. So yeah, you should have done something that proves that you can not only commit to something, but have a follow through. That's why, one of the things that was always funny to me is when I was dating, women would always say, oh, I want a man who has a job. Well, I was retired, so technically I didn't have a job. I mean, I was doing contract stuff, but those aren't jobs. Those were just side gigs. I don't have a job. Oh, well, you retired. Yeah, but what you said is you want a working man. I'm not, I work because I want to, not because I have to. So all the little gigs I got, if I don't want to do them anymore, I'm going to still get a check because I'm a retiree. But what you said was you want a guy who has a job. I want a man who working 40 hours a week. Well, I'm not going to be that guy. I mean, right now I don't have to. I mean, one day maybe, times get hard. Trump is president. I may need a 40-hour week, but right now I don't. So that's one of the things, like I said, when we start talking. Thank you, Paige. We're just talking, you know, there's some things that should be done. I can't see. I'm in my 50s. I can't see dating a woman who's in my age bracket that doesn't have anything going for her whatsoever. She hasn't done anything other than nothing. That's her claim to fame. She's done nothing in 40-something years. Rashid, what's good? Can you tell me if the link is working on this page? I know it wasn't working on the other page. So if it's not, what I need for you guys to do is just to come to the Random Thought page. Tell me what that link does. Rashid. Chucker, you come over yet? Tracy, I'm still waiting for y'all. I ain't seen y'all little light come over here yet. And like I said, everybody loves to say communication. It's a preference. But can you communicate? Because if you can't communicate, how can somebody communicate with you if you don't understand? I'm trying to have a conversation with this woman, and we hear each other. And I believe we're actively listening. But what we're not doing is we don't have the same language. So at some point, you have to slow down the communication, the honest communication, to make sure you bridge the language barrier. Because we don't talk. You're so bootleggy, cousin. We don't talk the same languages. So at some point, we have to start learning each other's language. Because the worst thing you can do, for those y'all into honest communication, and I'm going to use Sonya because Jamaica's my cousin. That's just nasty to think about us in a relationship. But if me and Sonya are talking and we're speaking different languages and we don't take the time to learn each other, and I try to talk like Sonya, well, when I'm talking like I know Sonya hears, I can't speak as freely because I got to think about everything I'm saying, so it's not as genuine and as honest. Not that I'm lying, but I have to keep thinking of ways to say it. So now my conversation is it's tattered and it's not flowing because it's not me speaking freely. At some point, Sonya has to listen and learn how I speak. Like I have to listen and learn how Sonya speaks. So when she says something, I understand it, and I use my universal translator. And this is one of the biggest things I learned from being a cop. Hey, Alicia, can you come over to Random Thoughts with DVP page and join us on the show? Because I'm going to stop transmitting on my personal pages. Pretty please. Leonard, what's good? I know you got the link, so come on over to the show page, bro. Come on over, because you know you missed the first part. I was fussing about you. Chuck, can who handle honest communication? And if they can't, why are you with them? Because right then, anybody who cannot handle honest communication, that's the biggest red flag you can get. Because if you got to keep tailoring your conversation or you can't be open and honest, what you gonna do? Why are you there? You setting yourself up for failure. You're doing it on purpose. You already know that you can't do it. You already know that you're with a person that you can't speak honestly to. So why are you with them again? And if it's just for the sex, then realize, call it what it is. And we talked about this before. Call it a situationship, not a relationship. Because if you're just in a situation, all y'all have to really understand is when it's time to take care of your situation. But if it's going to be a relationship, the communication is absolutely, honest communication is absolute must. Not just agreeing we can be together and not agree. Right. And agreeing to disagree is a part of life. We don't always have to agree on the same thing. If we're going to be in a relationship, Olivia, I need to value your opinion, whether I agree with it or not. I can't belittle your opinion because it goes against mine. At the end of the day, and you know, this is one of those things, and I ain't here to cause no drama, but at the end of the day, there are some people who still believe Trump is a great dude. We can sit here and negotiate and debate all day long, but there are people who think, there you go, Leonard, there are people who won't like Obama for whatever reason. If they can tell me why, it's not for me to sit there and try to change their mind. There's some people who love this bow tie. There's some people who just don't even like the color red, so this bow tie won't do it for them. There's no universal standard. I just have to respect that fact. And I'm going to pick on Leonard because that's my brother from Houston. If Leonard doesn't like this tie, it's not going to shut my world down. Leonard got choices. Leonard can put the phone down and look at it, but he'll say, you know, if I say, Leonard, how you like this tie? He say, I don't like it. I heard it. It's his opinion. I take it for that. I like it. I paid for it. Leonard just said he wouldn't pay for it unless I said, hey, that's what I want for a present. And you have to understand when people give you stuff, that everything they give you that they disagree with you is not meant to hurt your feelings. So when you ask questions, if you want honest answers, you have to be prepared for an honest answer. Nikki, what's going on? How are you? Priority has to be neat and clean. I have OCD. Meaning it has nothing to do, so don't come to visit. Right, see, and so Nikki makes that painfully clear. See, Nikki, I got ADD and OCD, and I keep forgetting I can't Yeah, I can't. I mean, I'm not junky, but I have organized chaos. It makes sense to me. But you have to know these things about you. Because if you don't, and I'll use Nikki for example. Nikki is neat and clean. So Nikki meets this guy. Nikki, do I know you, Nikki? But I'm going to use Nikki. I'm not a neat and clean guy. And Nikki keeps trying to put up with me. Nikki is already doing herself. If she knows this is a priority, but she's put up with me because we're having great sex or whatever, Nikki's still going down. She's having great sex. But at some point, the great sex is going to level off. But by that time, she jumped off a cliff because I was never the right guy for her in the first place, because she tried to put me in a relationship category when I was in a situationship category. And this is where so many of us make mistakes when we don't do preferences and priorities. Because if you're not ready for something, then that's fine. But you do have to know where you are. Once again, Leonard, if people aren't ready for honesty, then that means you should consider where they are in your world. What do you want to do with them? Because you can't make people learn to be ready for honesty. Nikki, did you yell at me when you said, no, I don't? Stop playing. I'm sensitive. Your host with the most is sensitive. And I don't have any tequila. Oh, that's right. Get to work. Get to work, Tommy. But glad you stopped by. You know, you always make it sound like you work while you're working. If people can't handle honesty, and honest communication is on your priority list, then why even try to maintain a real relationship with them? What are you gonna share, Tanel? And like I said, that's one of the things. If I ask you a question, I truly do expect an honest, genuine answer. I don't need you to tailor it for me. I just need you to answer the question. Good, bad, or indifferent, honesty is honesty. I know you were saying I got it, but you put the exclamation points. You hurt my feelings. It's not tequila, it's Powerade. I'm doing the show sober. For now. I almost drowned messing with you. So cool, Nikki. But I'm glad you like the show. I'm glad you're here. Hope you like it. I'm expecting you to do a review for me after the show is over with. Make sure you like the page and do a review how you like the show. Oh, by the way, don't forget, I'm on Facebook Live and I'm on YouTube, Random Thoughts with DVP. The YouTube is not live because I don't think you guys can talk to me on that. But I actually got a couple of interviews with a couple of radio people to see about doing radio. Trail, what's good? You know what the deal is. Come on over to the show page. So yeah, we have to know what our part. Like I said, mine is honest communication. Paige was honest communication. Nikki is neat, and she wants you to be neat and clean. And there's no wrong answer. You have to know who you are. Once you know, I don't like vodka, Leonard. Once you know who you are, that's when you have to start the process. Everybody we meet is not a keeper. Some people are meant just to teach us lessons, good, bad, or indifferent. That's all they're there for. You have to accept that fact. Everybody's not meant to be a life partner. Okay? And those are the things that we don't want to accept. That sometimes we go into bad relations knowing that they're bad relations, but we're in denial because we think we can change somebody, or we're really just not paying attention, or at the end of the day, maybe we just ain't shit ourselves. Because I ask people this all the time: what are your preferences and priorities? And they be like, as far as what? Relationship. You keep talking about, and I'm gonna use women right now. You keep talking about all these bad dudes you keep running across, all these bad. How are you picking them? Or where are you putting yourself in a bad marketplace to be chosen by bad guys? Because at some point you had to see something in these guys that was not what you like. Very few of us turn that way. I mean, yeah, in the beginning, you get a lot of these representatives who say what you want to say, but that means you're just not paying attention. I find it very hard to believe that a man, like I would show you my room right now, but I'm not. I believe in organized chaos. I know where everything is, but it's probably not to Nikki's level of neatness and order. But if she asks me where it is, within 4 seconds I can find it. But that's my level of neatness. Nikki's probably, she has OCD. It's probably a whole lot different than mine, I would assume. But I would know that until me and Nikki got together. And if they matched up and I wanted honest communication and she could do that, then we could look at building something. But if I'm not as neat as she likes, or not even, especially if I'm not even close, then Nikki has to start dismissing me. It doesn't matter how she thinks, how cute she thinks I am, or whatever. She has to look at her priority list. I have to look at mine, and we have to see where they match up. Thank you, Chuck. Priority is non-monogamy. I think that's... Man, am I ready to touch non-monogamy. Hold on to that one, Ray. I ain't ready for that one just yet. People are brought into our lives to teach us. Some stay and some go. And the luckiest one helps make us better, and they become keepers. Hey, Carl, what's going on? And I want, sometimes the luckiest people that we run into don't stay because they don't what they were supposed to. They taught us a lesson that made us a better person. And that in and of itself kept us there. It's not where they are putting them in, it's where they're right. And that's what I said, it's where they put themselves. They put themselves in the wrong display model. They're placing their needs last, usually in order to fix them. What are you dangling about, Jamaica? Right, and that's the thing. And it's so funny because women always talk about Captain Save-A-Hole, but I find that to be more apropos for women because they will downplay their needs. Needs, not wants. Needs and wants are the same as preferences and priorities. What a woman needs, she'll put to the side because whoever is going through something is, I just want to be, okay, well, when it's over, what is he doing? Yeah, not non-monogamy. I'm going to have to, maybe we'll do non-monogamy and sex next week or after dark. I'm gonna hold on to that thought. Write that one down for me, Ray. Let me just put that on my notes. Non-monogamy. I know I ain't supposed to be looking away from the camera, but y'all understand I can't spell without looking. Whoo. Whoo. Got a little warm here. That's why I got the fan on. But in the preference, Jamaica, you my cousin. Don't be typing what you. Preference and priority are the same as needs and wants. I do not anyone I have to fix constantly. Right. And that's the thing. And there should be nobody you have to fix, period. Everybody may need a little fine tuning. And I hate when people say I don't want to have to train somebody. But training is what we do. Because, Rosalind, I'm different from Todd. So if you dated Todd, when you come to me, you can't come with that Todd mentality. You're going to have to learn DVP. What makes DVP happy? The same things that made Todd happy may not work for me. When I date you, Rosalind, I can't bring in anime. What I did for anime, you may not like. So we have to let that go and understand that there is a certain amount of training that goes with each and every relationship. The trick is knowing if you're in a relationship or a situationship. In a relationship, yes, we should be learning each other. Not half yet, almost. But the first 15, 20 minutes is just me speaking to people, waiting for people to come. So you good, Trey. We talking about preferences and priorities. Right. And the whole learning and being learned, Rosalind, I don't know why people don't want to accept this. It is teaching, training, whatever it is you want to call it. It's not a derogatory thing. You have to learn each other. You have to be taught to some extent. You can sit back and pick up some things from my general behavior, but there's still some things that I probably have to tell you. For instance, I tell women instantly, I don't eat chicken. So if you plan on surprising me with a meal made of chicken, it's not going to be a good surprise. There's some things you should tell people up front because I just know how people are. You may get to that point where they want to cook you food, even if we're going out to dinner. No, I don't want chicken. So if we're going to a place that's totally chicken, I can't eat and you're being super selfish. You're so stupid, Leonard. So this is something I just tell. It ain't for training. It's just so they'll know. That's just my thing. But like I say, some women, don't smoke, or I know women who won't go out with guys that don't drink. And Olivia says she wants a guy who goes to church and believes, and I told her we're going to have to get more into that. Sometimes they feel the same way. A relationship. And it's true, they do feel the same, Olivia. You just have to know which one you're really in, and that's where you go to your preferences and priorities. If you're ignoring your wants and needs, preferences, priorities, if you're ignoring your priorities and your wants, realize that you're in a situationship and your need is changed. Then you may have a need for instant companionship. That may be your running top need for the day. It can't be your running top need for life. And you just have to understand when you're in that situation, because sometimes we all need a quick fix. We all need a quick fix from time to time. Nobody's immune from that. Sometimes we all, what are you shaking your head for, Jazzy? We're all there. And you have to understand when you're there, so the decisions you make aren't lifelong decisions, they're momentary decisions. But you can't make a momentary decision that will last you a lifetime. And we've heard that somewhere from somebody. I don't know who said it, but somebody said it. Probably your mom, dad, granddad. I don't know. Somebody. So you have to maintain your list of what is crucially important to you. And like I said, you guys are giving me some good things. Like I said, Olivia, I want you to fine tune yours just a little bit. Saint Marie, what's good? A man that can lead, priority. I don't mind being submissive to the right man. Okay, and let me just expound on that one. I like that one, Paige, because I hear guys complaining about, man, she won't follow me, she won't do this. Every man, male species, is not built to lead. Everybody's not a leader. And I told you guys before, I have a whole problem with this. We're all kings. We're not all kings. Somebody had to build a castle. Somebody had to do a lot of the labor. Everybody's not built to be a king. Just because a man has a penis and a mustache or whatever doesn't make him a born leader. It just means he's a man. Okay, Roslyn. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure, did you leave me a review already? Make sure you come back when you leave a review and give me give me a rating, Leave a review, say how much you like the host and how good I am, something like that. And sometimes, ladies, you get in with these guys and you get upset that they won't lead, but they've never shown you that they could lead. When you were doing the dating, whatever stage, the only thing they were good at leading is telling you what bar they wanted to go to or when they wanted to have sex. But they never made any decisions that were good. Oh, okay, good. I'm glad you're staying. So you have to understand that. So sometimes you'll put unrealistic expectations on the guy who's showing you that he cannot lead. And he's like, you should be a man. You should be able to do this. And that's just not the case. He hasn't shown you that he has that propensity. So why is it that you think he can all of a sudden when he's never shown you that he could? He is who he is. And you don't have to make a man lead. That's what the man who knows how to do it. Leaders are born. They're really not made. They're born because some people are built they make great decisions. I took a college course, critical thinking. Everybody's not a critical thinker. Quick change. One of the great things about people who hire me, and this is why I'm such a bad employee sometimes, is I'm great when things go wrong. When things are going good, you really have no use for me. I don't know what to do when everything is going good. You have a problem, I'm one of the best in the business. I'm good at critical thinking. I'm good at pressure. But some guys just aren't. And every man is not an alpha male. Even though they'll all say that they are, they're not. They may be the alpha in their own house, but as soon as somebody else walk in, they become beta. Whether that somebody is a girl, a guy, a dog, the pizza delivery person, it doesn't matter. So at some point, you got to quit thinking that a man's going to lead. If he hasn't shown you that he has the ability to lead and make good, sound decisions, quit giving him king status, quit giving him boyfriend status, call him your maintenance man, call him your do-boy, but keep him where he is. He's really a notch with your son if you have a son, or a notch below, because he's not a good decision maker. He's not going to make good decisions for you. In the total scheme of things, ladies, a man who is into you, Sonya, who is into you will make good decisions for you. Or at a point that you become a couple, he'll make good decisions for the couple. It may not always be in his best interest. Sometimes it won't be in your best interest. But it's in the best interest of the two of you guys. And that's what a decision maker does. I've been in a relationship. I've made decisions that went personally against me. But for the relationship, they were the best decision to make. And sometimes people don't agree with that. Oh, you just picking this because it's what you want to do. No, at the end of the day, this will work for us. And at some point, a man still has to be able to explain that so that this woman who's willing to follow, like Paige and Rosalind, once I give you the reasoning behind it, and you get it, then you're more apt to follow me. I've earned my stripes. Ladies, make your man earn his stripes. On the other hand, I'm going to speak for Doug. I'm going to speak for Leonard. I'm going to speak for them. We want a woman who can lead when we can't. Sometimes we're tired. Sometimes we're busy. We want help making a couple of decisions. So if I'm giving you that, I would say this. Most of us men, Leonard, are you married? A man who can't lead is because he is selfish and has learned to put others before himself. Or he's just never had to. But when we get married or we find that significant other, most men don't really put a whole lot into the decorating of their house. Most. I'm not saying all, because some guys really love this, like cooking. It's something that we want our queen to do. Carte blanche. But what we like is while you're decorating the house, ladies, is to take us with you. What we're gonna do is watch you. When we go to the store to pick out a sofa, and you're gonna ask us which one you like. When you sit on them, we looking at your expression. The one that you smile the best for is the one that we like. Well, Paige, I need a woman with a little spice. I can be really intimidating, so I'm told. So I don't need a woman who's going to turn into that little puppy dog that coming from America. How to jump. It just doesn't appeal to me. Now, some guys do need that because they need the ego boost. Well, if you know me, you know that I'm kind of cocky. I don't really need an ego boost, but I need somebody who can stand with me, who's not easily intimidated. So, yeah, I kind of want a woman who has alpha tendencies because there are times I'm going to be doing so much other stuff, and I need her to have my back. But when you got my back, I don't need you to keep asking me questions. I need for you to do the same thought processing that I'm doing, make a good decision, and go from there. And that's what I want. I need for a woman who can do that for me. Because if she can't, she really makes my situation a whole lot harder. Right, and the man, Rosalind, I need a man that can handle damn alpha. And most of us want a woman who has alpha tendencies so that we're not there. We don't have to keep worrying about you. Can you handle this? Can handle it? Yeah, you should be the alpha when I'm not around. If we have a child I'm raising, hopefully we're raising our prince to do the right thing. But even with you, he needs to see that a woman should be able to lead in the absence of her king. So these are things, like I said, with my priorities. But you saw what Tina did in the end. Like I said, I don't want that girl from coming to America. She fits the physical description. She was cute. Sex may or may not have been good, but who wants a woman that, every time I do something, she just runs and do it? I don't mind you challenging me from time to time to make sure that I can explain why I'm doing something, but I don't need constantly being challenged. I don't need you reminding me, you just need to understand the system. Okay? And in my world, the system of preferences and priorities, I would need a woman who can do this without having to call me every 15 minutes. Baby, take care of this. Boom. Tanel, some men are intimidated by a woman who can lead. Once again, and this is where, ladies, now I'm jumping on y'all. If you see this in a guy, why are you with him? Go on and let him go. Oh, he's got this, he's got that, he's got this, he's got that. Whatever. He's intimidated, he can't do it. What's the point of holding on? You don't want to start over. So remember, and if it's a situation, it should be fine. But if not, the sex may be good, but if he's intimidated by you on a relationship level, you're always going here. You're always going here because you've already jumped off that cliff that you know won't have a good ending. So why do it? Tina was always strong. She was just loud. Right. She picked the wrong guy. I mean, he had alpha tendencies, but they were in a totally wrong way. They were totally selfish. And Leonard, I'm going to say, it is a man. It's just not the man she wants, because at the end of the day, which is why I hate the real man theory, I'm a man, you're a man. Any dude, by birth, whatever, is a man. But what is the man you want? Because you got to remember now, these beta males, there's a woman for them. But I don't even think you buy the dreams of the non-leading man, Paige. I think that you just lie to yourself. And you hope that it's going to change. You hope if you do this, if I do that, if I do this. And what you end up doing is you keep giving more and more and more of yourself as you're on this downward spiral. And you're still where it was here. And you thought here was good, but here was 60. But if you were at 50, 60 looked good. But 60 was as high as it was going to get. Remember now, 60 is still an F. But once you got there and you're still going down, you're trying to make him better and better and better. But you're making yourself worse and worse and worse, and it's not on him. It's on you, because you knew this from the beginning. Leonard has done it. Doug has done it. I've done it. John has done it. We've all made bad decisions. It's how soon do you come to grips with the fact that you made a bad decision and move on. I don't want to start over. I'm tired of doing this. Every day is a new day. We start over every single day. Why do you think a relationship is going to be different? No day is continuous. Every day starts over. Every day starts afresh. Relationships have to be the same way sometimes. The point is, at this point, preferences, priorities, Will. is when do you make these decisions? And you have to know your own preferences and your own priorities. And your priorities have to be at the top of the list. You can't keep swapping your priorities out for a person. If you don't want a smoker, you can't meet a great guy and say, oh, he's a smoker. But the smoking was on your list of things you don't want, but you allow him in because you think, oh, I can get used to it. Whoo. Sinking ship. Right, Paige? Debaters can talk. Proof is in the pudding. Anybody can talk, which is why honest communication is the key. I can say whatever it is. If I know what you want me to say, I can say just that. Look at the proof. And, and that's why I picked on Olivia first when she was talking about church. I go to church. I can tell you I believe in something. But if you're not questioning me and talking to me about it, then what is there? I'm just giving you BS like you give me BS. Because whether I go to church or not, does going to church make me a believer? I work on Sundays. I can't go to church. So if I don't go to church, does that make me a non-believer? So you have to weigh the whole system. There is a man that is alpha in the world, but not at home, and will lean entirely on the woman and be mad when she needs backup. No. No, Rosalind. No. Nope. If he's an alpha, understand this. And I had to tell somebody. Alphas can be in a room with other alphas and not feel threatened or challenged. Because we're all different in our own ways. It doesn't take away from our alpha status. We can all be together. Hey, Demetri, how you doing? Come on over to Random Thoughts with DVP page. Demetri, you know better. Come to the show page. Betas can write. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't believe what you read. You have to make them show. You have to make them show you that they're capable of doing this. Hey, cutie. Sometimes you don't know what you need until you had it. Right. We talked about it in the beginning. When Sonya was saying she wants a guy who knows what he wants. Sometimes you don't know what you want because what you had something good, but the person that you had it with, it wasn't good. Potato salad, crazy example, but everybody potato salad ain't the same, but it's still potato salad. How can one potato salad be good and one be bad? Who does that? But they're not all the same. So you have to do this. It's the same concept. I've had the worst potato salad, but I like potato salad. But I know people who can't make potato salad. So sometimes you don't know, and it is trial and error to find someone who makes it the way you like it. I had a guy that told me that I would be perfect if I was skinny. I learned that looks were a priority, he said. Right. And in that case, then yeah, you know up front what you got to do. Now, Olivia, I'm assuming you're not skinny. If losing weight is one of the things that's on your list, yeah, you can keep him around for a minute as you try to lose weight and see if he's supportive of that. But he pretty much told you, that to me has got to be one of the dumbest things I've ever heard for a man to tell. Because how can he know you were perfect? I mean, what was it? He dated you and then decided somewhere along the way that the weight would change your perfection, which is, what's the word? Retarded? I was having a conversation and one of my friends was saying that a guy told her that, he thought she was wifey material. Where they do that at? I think they went out on one date, never slept together, never spent any real time together, but he had already said she was wifey material. See, that's a BS line. There is no way. Well, I ain't gonna say no way, because some people do believe in this whole love at first sight thing, and I actually do believe in it. But I never just saw somebody and said, ooh, she's gonna be my wife. So whatever. A lot of different things go on. But if we ain't spent the time to get to know each other, how do I know who can be perfect for me? I can say, hey, ooh, I bet she'll look good naked. I can't make no determination about how our relationship will go based on what I'm seeing here. There's a mental thing that's got to be. I went out for 6 months, and 6 months later, he decided you should be skinny. See, that would be something we'd talk about offline, because that just makes no sense. Yeah, because, technically, what if you got thin and some other guys show interest in you, then where you going to be? Maybe he did what women do sometimes and try to ignore his priorities. Yeah. Or maybe he was just making excuses. Either way, at some point, Olivia, you got to know where you stand. And if losing weight isn't one of the things that you're worried about, if you're healthy and you're not skinny, there's nothing wrong with that. Because I've seen skinny girls who are unhealthy. I've seen big girls who are unhealthy. But if it's not what you want to do, and he's trying to tell you should be skinny and you could be perfect, if you weren't skinny when you met, he really has no right to say that. I mean, it's like me dating a girl for 5 months, and I'll be like, you know, babe, you're the perfect woman, except I like women who only got 4 fingers. What I've been doing for this whole 6 months? Because you had 5 fingers the whole time we've been dating, all of a sudden I want you to be missing one because I like girls with 4 fingers. I don't. I'm just saying. So to me, that's just kind of out there. We'll hush. The show host is not a big guy. Women do not love a big guy. They love the show host. So yeah, the thing is when you're doing your preference priorities, you have to know them. And I would tell you this: you have to write them down. And every 3, 4, 6 months, reevaluate to see if you're still in the same place mentally. What is it that you have to have? Thank you, Paige. Will. Right. I have no problem, but you have to like me now and love me if I change. And if I like you now, and you know the thing is, you have to maintain yada yada yada. There's nothing wrong with gaining a little weight. If I met you, and this is just me, Olivia. If I met you at 120 and in 6 months you're at 195, I don't know if I gotta love you. Because what I'm sensing in my world is that if you know I like small women, you're steady gaining weight. You don't really care about what I like. But like I said, that's just me, and that's where open and honest communication is paramount. If you gain weight because you got sick or something, that's a whole different issue. But if you're just gaining weight because you're eating bonbons and shit, no, that's just disrespectful. You know I like small women, but you just started packing on weight and you don't care because I'm supposed to love you no matter what, which is bogus. That's for the wife, thick and thin. We don't make that commitment in regular relationships through thick and thin, sickness and health, yada yada yada. See, I'm a shallow guy. I like pretty women. Now, if I'm with a woman, let's say I get married, and for, God forbid we have a fire or something, and the fire disfigures her, then yeah, I'm supposed to stay there because that wasn't on her own doing. So yeah, I can still. To me, that's a whole different issue though, because now I'm there, and there's a reason that she changed that she actually had no control over. You're just eating and eating and eating. I mean, that's like saying, Olivia, you love me, and if you found out I'm a child molester, you should still love me. Because I'm still me. I'm still the same guy you fell in love with. I just have a little issue. I mean, that's probably extreme, but it's the same. Love doesn't transcend everything. You know, I tell people all the time, I have conditional love. Unconditional love sounds so cute. It does. It's the greatest thing ever. It's got to be one of the biggest lies ever told. My love comes with conditions. Because if you do certain things, and I hear people say, oh, you know, I don't know if my son was a serial killer. I just don't know if I could still love him. Yeah, he's my son, but well, he's always the son you always love him. It sounds good. And this is my world now. It sounds good, but I don't know if I could love him if he was a serial killer or a serial rapist or any of those things. If you do things to hurt me or something like that, I could drop the emotions. Some of y'all can't, and I get it, but we're talking about again. This is where you have to know who you are and what you are. If we're dating and I love you, as long as you don't do anything to harm me or try to, lie to me or discredit me, I can always love you. I may not always be in love, but I can always love you. Love, to me, is conditioned. Because if it wasn't conditional, how can people fall out of love? Because theoretically, once you're in love with something, you're there. If you got unconditional love, that means nothing's ever going to change it. Nothing. I don't have it like that. The closest I could, I mean, I ain't knocking people and their kids. I ain't knocking people and their parents. But if you know me, you know that I'm selective about who I call family. Because they're related to my mother or my father, doesn't make them mine. It makes them theirs. I handpick my relatives. Because I can. I'm a show host. But love is conditional. So I got unconditional love. You say unconditional love. I say unconditional love for who? Yes, unconditional love for a baby, that's fine. But when that baby's old enough to make decisions and start making stupid decisions, you're right. No, Olivia. Yeah, you should be in love with a person and not a look. But a lot of people are in love with a look. I've seen guys who let themselves go, but they want their woman to be a certain way. I'm in great shape. I have really never dated a woman who I expected to be in better shape than me. Because of what I do, I stay in pretty good shape. I want to be in good shape, but she doesn't have to be as good a shape as me. But I do want her to be in shape. I don't want us walking down the street looking like the number 10. I want us to look like 11s. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not this skinny, but I don't want me like this. We looking like Laurel and Hardy. That's just, it doesn't work for me. It just doesn't. She may be great. She may have everything I need. But if she's doubling my weight, I can just tell you. Because, again, a priority for me is that I have dirty thoughts about you. I'm not having dirty thoughts about a woman that weighs 2 something. True, Olivia, but if that person slept with your sister or your daughter, do you still love them unconditionally? Or if they get another woman pregnant? That's one of Paige's questions. Right. Which takes away, that's why I say I just don't see the unconditional love, because that means no matter what they do, you'll always love them. I can love hard, but not unconditionally. I mean, I can remember being deeply in love with a girl. It wasn't unconditional. There were conditions based on that love. And the basic condition being how she treated me. Like I said, I don't have to be your favorite person, but I do need to be treated with a fair amount of respect and given honest communication. Will says, I like what I like. We feel in love with each other, and we can change you, but we can't change what I fell in love with. What do you fall in love with, Will? You fall in love pretty much. I'm gonna say if it's genuine, you fall in love with the way you're being treated, the way they make you feel. Because love is a feeling, it's an emotion. We fall in love with the way people make us feel, how they ease our situations, how whenever we see them, that dark cloud we got goes away instantly, how when we hear their voice, it automatically changes everything for the better. That's why initially we have unconditional love for our kids, because no matter what's going on, you got kids, and Will, you don't know nothing about this yet. But ask anybody who's got kids, when you come home from a hard day's work and your little child runs up to you and smiles and says, I love you, there's really nothing that can ever top that. That is one of the greatest feelings ever. And you realize who you aren't. Your world is based on them. They control you. But at that point, they do have it, because they can control your emotions with something as simple as a smile. When your child hurts, you cry because you can't do anything about it. There's an unconditional love within that. You fell in love with her beauty, her mind, and the way she treats you. Okay, I'm going to say, because I know you will, you fell in lust with her beauty. The mind and the way they treat you, I'm going to go for it. The beauty, lust. Shani, what's up, big dog? And Paige, don't make me block you. So yeah. So when we get to that, these are the things that are really, really important, and you have to know what it is. What are your priorities? What are your basic needs that you have to have from this other person? And if we stop shirking ourselves on that, we'll stop getting into these crappy and shitty relationships where we're not getting fed what we need internally, emotionally, psychologically. Because nobody can mistreat you if you already know they ain't shit, but they're cute. You already know they ain't shit, but their sex is good. You already know they ain't shit, but they can help you pay your light bill. But you already know they ain't shit. It's a situation. Enjoy it for what it is, but don't try to put them in a king category, because you're not ready. You're not even a queen, ladies, to put them in a king category. So it's like, oh, I tried to get this dude this chance, and he just kept messing up. No, he didn't keep messing up. He stayed true to himself, and you kept trying to change him. Big dog, what's going on, Shane? I appreciate it. Hey, man, I need you to come over to the show page, too, because I need your rating. Random Thoughts with DVP. Come on over there and join the rest of us. I need to hook up with you, too. I think I still got your number. So, but that's what's up. I mean, because... Free piece of advice. I'm going to get back on my subject. Most men, even though secretly we want to be married, we're not in a hurry until we find a woman who changes how we feel and how we think. She can't make us do it. When we find it, when we want to do it on our own. I was a serial dater. I stopped being a serial dater when I found a woman who fulfilled me. But if I'd have met a woman, she told me, oh, you can't date other women, I would have got rid of her. But men, ladies, I want y'all to understand this, ladies. A man who falls in love will stop dating other women without you asking or telling or threatening him. It's when you threaten us we see you changing, because now you're trying to control us. Free will is a hell of a beast. So, but I'm going to do that a whole nother show. I just want to throw that in there for y'all. But when you stick to your wants and your needs, what is it that you need that has to be in a relationship? Okay, we got honest communication. We got Nikki want them to be neat and orderly. So what else is it? Fellas, what is it that we look for? Like I said, for me, I'm shallow. She needs to be pretty to me. I need to have dirty thoughts about her when I'm seeing her. And I gotta have honest communication. If we can't get those three, then I already know she can never be a relationship type girl. Now I'm willing to work to see if she can get to the honest communication, because I realize a lot of guys can't handle honesty, so women ain't used to being extra honest. So I gotta give her that. As she learns, when she's honest with me, there's no repercussions, there's no hailstorm to follow. When she, guys love to ask questions. Well, how many guys did you sleep with? Which is a dumbass question. But, if I'm interested in your sexual history, because whatever, I actually do love information. And I'm a voyeur. That's a whole nother show, too. But I don't care what you tell me. You did well with that guy? Oh, you some kind of then you don't want to be honest with that guy. Well, not only when I see her, Tanel says I have to be able to have dirty thoughts when I see her. I want to have dirty thoughts when I don't see her. See, when I'm at work, I want to know. When I'm on my way home, I want to know. When I get home, because I'm going home to this. See, the times when I wasn't rushing to get home, I wasn't having dirty thoughts. It's like, I'm just going home to this. Whether we do anything or not, the motivation to know that I think this woman is sexy. This woman makes me there. So when I'm having a hard day or whatever, the fact that I can take my mind to the X-rated side and know that I got a woman who's there for that makes it all the better. And, people laugh at me or they laugh out when I say it, but shit is true. Because this tells me, as long as I can have dirty thoughts about you, I don't feel the need to cheat, because I'm still sexually attracted. Whether we can do anything or not, I'm still there with you. But when I stop thinking about you in a sexual fashion, you become a business partner, a roommate, someone who's, whatever. You leave fine. Who cares? I say, but that's for me. Some people, sex ain't that important, so that's not that important to them. But, like I said, if only time I think dirty thoughts about you is when I see you, then yeah, I'm doing that for everybody I see then. I need for you to be able to occupy my mind when I'm away from you. The thing that says how I treat you. It's more important how I treat you when you're not around. How do I respect the relationship than when you're there? Because when you're there, of course I'm like, this is my girl. But when I ain't there, am I trying to hit on everybody else? And am I honest about that? But you just don't do it for me. And you don't have to be. A lot of guys mean it. They just say it. They mean what? Olivia. A lot of guys don't know, and I'll do a show. Sometimes women just make it too easy because they're so needy for a partner. They're independent that they give up their preferences, they give up their priorities. They just Reed, what's good? Random thoughts with DVP. Come on over here with the rest of us. But that's the whole thing is, Will says they got to be finding him communication. I'm going to help him, honest communication, being best friends and love making. And don't get me wrong, I like what Will is saying. And me and Will are different, but I know Will. And Will is probably truly honest about this. I'm not interested in the love making just yet. I don't know you like that. We need to have great sex. Because I ain't trying to make love with you till we get to a certain point. But before we get there, the sex needs to be great. Being the best friends, to me, that's an ongoing process. I don't like that title a whole lot, because most time your best friend is somebody who you've been through something with. In the beginning, I don't want us to be going through no hard stuff. But that should be the ultimate goal, because that means we'll be able to talk. And the biggest thing is, and this is especially true with ladies, I want you to be able to tell me any and everything. I don't want you to have to go nowhere to say something because you don't want to say it to me. I don't care how cute you think I am. I don't care how cute you are, ladies. I'm going to see somebody else who's worth looking at. I don't care if you tell me that. Who cares? You're still with me. I should be able to tell you, oh man, I saw this cutie today. Oh my goodness. And you shouldn't take any offense to it, because I should be able, if we want to keep this and we want to build to a real relationship, I should be able to say whenever, I should be able to say whatever I want to. I mean, there's a disrespect line, but if I'm already there with you, I ain't going to cross that line anyway. But it's honest communication, because if we're going to be best friends, I should be able to say this. Shouldn't have to call you. Yeah, no dashes. Just straight DVP. I should be able to just say whatever without the filter, because I know to respect you. And that's what I want. And I know that everybody can't handle that. Oh, it's disrespectful that you looking at other women. Only people that don't look at other women or men are blind people. It's stupid. It's stupid. Just because you love your baby doesn't mean you don't look at other babies and think they're just as precious and adorable, even though they're ugly babies. But that's a whole different page. Why do we get so hung up on that? Preferences and priorities. The priority is, one of my priorities, I want to be, back up, I want to be content. That used to be my priority. I didn't really think happiness was ever going to be possible, because I didn't know happiness like that. I was happy. I met happiness, and it was something totally different I had never experienced before. And from a logical standpoint, I avoided happiness, because if you're happy, it means you have to be sad, because they're too extreme. I just wanted to be content and be even keeled. But I never knew happiness. When I found happiness, I knew, ooh, I like this. What about insecurity, Paige? Give me a couple more words to go with that. So yeah, I mean, but some people, they, we don't want to be happy. And we find other people, we don't want them to be happy. And that's what ladies, and I'm going to pick on you guys. A lot of times y'all pick guys that don't want to be happy, or they don't want you to be happy. They don't want to be happy their way. And you keep trying to change them, but everything about them shows you that they only want to be happy their way. And you keep giving in to that, and they learn that it's okay. Because no matter what they do, you try to stick around, you try to wait them out, you try to hope they're going to change. But they keep saying, hey, I ain't shit. I ain't gonna be shit. Stay if you want to. Oh, baby, I see the good in you. They have no good. You just keep making it up, and you keep trying to convince yourself to stay because you don't want to start over. All you're doing is delaying the start over process. Man, we did a show whether it's easier to start over, move on, or let go. You got to. That cliff ain't getting no less deeper, and you jumping. Is why one kind of partners. Oh, yeah. I don't even think it's. I think it's just pure stupidity, Paige. Yeah, but that's a whole nother issue. So, but, and it's crazy. I asked some of y'all what y'all priorities were. Nobody put it they wanted to be happy. Is there a reason nobody wants to be happy? Or is it just something that you really didn't think about, or you just thought it was going to come? It doesn't just come. You have to work for it and find a way to make it happen. Some of us aren't happy with ourselves, so it's hard to be happy with somebody else. People want to be best friends with their partner, but can't handle best friend talk. And that's so true, because anybody who has a best friend, and I'm assuming all you guys have had one. Hey, D, what's going on? I'm assuming all you guys have had a best friend at one time. At one time, you and your best friend stopped speaking for a couple of days. And you know what? Y'all came back together just like nothing happened. D, can you come to the show page, Random Thoughts with DVP, and join the rest of us? Pretty please. I'm going to stop transmitting from my personal pages in a couple of weeks. So I need for everybody just to learn this page. Random Thoughts with DVP. That's me. Right. But how many of you guys have had a best friend and y'all stopped speaking for a couple of weeks? Sometimes a couple of months. And then all of a sudden one of y'all was in need, or y'all made the call, let's go do something, and everything was back to normal. And that's why it's important to be friends and lovers, so that you can have these hard talks, so that you can speak openly and honestly. And when the lover pisses you off, the friend kicks in and can handle what's next, and you guys don't have to separate. But why doesn't anybody want to be happy? Can anybody tell me? I don't know if I can be with my best friend. Why? Who else would you rather be with? Who knows the ins and outs of you? Who should know every little thing about you? You shouldn't have a man, but when you got something, there's something that you can't tell him, you need to talk to somebody else. That's just not, Even though I also, this is my show. Most of what I give you is my opinion. But for success, he doesn't have to be your best friend, but he needs to be pretty damn close. And, depending on his level of interpretation, he could be open for it. I mean, I want my woman to be able to tell me any and everything and know that, it'll be received with love and no malice. If we make it the best friend status, to me, that's all the better. But if we don't, as long as we top real friends where she can still speak openly and honest to me, because, yeah, I would hate for me and my woman to be having a problem and she felt the need to tell somebody else about it before she told me. Because by telling me, we can work on fixing it. If she tells her best friend, how does that help our relationship? And that's what happens in a lot of relationships because you can't talk. So if your man, they're not Olivia, but that just means that's one you cross off your list. And Paige, same thing. And you don't have to let all of them out. You just let the little ones out. And it's, and I'm going to tell you the one time that I will volunteer a lie is I'll give them something to see if they want to judge me, if they're sort of open-minded. You give them just a little taste of something to see how they accept it. If they jump off the handle and start judging me, then I know they're not what they say they are. So I start dissing myself. See, I'm already at the edge of the cliff, but I'm not going to jump off this cliff knowing that it's a bottomless pit. So when you say something, I had a couple of friends I know who had been sexually assaulted, and they told their boyfriends, and the boyfriends brought it back up in the argument. Gotta let him go. See, because I know you'll never be able to talk to him because you can't trust him. He's not good boyfriend material, which means he won't be good husband material. Who complicated? I'm such a simple guy, Jasmine. Why you ain't over here on the show page? Random Thoughts with DVP. That would be me. So, and we, I ain't gonna say everybody has skeletons, but I got skeletons. There's some things I will share. There's some things I will share with a wife that I can't share with a girlfriend. And why is a whole other issue, but I will let them know that. Instance, I'm gonna use Cheney. You still with me? I work with Cheney. There's some things, honest and open communication. There's some things that I did when I was with the sheriff's department that I would never tell my girlfriend, wife, or mother that I was doing because they were dangerous. I lied. But that was just because I didn't want them to worry. I mean, I would tell them now after the fact. But when I was doing them, yeah, I did lie. Is this going to be dangerous? Nah. But, I made sure my people didn't meet Cheney because I didn't need Cheney. And I don't think Cheney would have told. But Cheney might have just said something, Cheney was probably one of the ones who was concerned about me. And, every now and then he might have thought I went too far. So he might have told him to, say something. So I just kept him out of the loop. He can't say anything. Right, the things who you are have shaped you. And that's why it's, to me, honest communication is so much. Because if we're going to form a relationship, I need to know how you got to be who you are. What made you this way? There's certain things that I don't like. Why don't I like them? Why do they feel me some way? When they don't have any effect on anybody else. I tell people who don't me, I had a friend commit suicide one time behind locking the door. I have a problem with locked doors. In my relationships, I don't like locked doors. This is one of those things that if you're gonna be a potential partner, you have to know locking doors just does not work for me. It is one way to drive me crazy. But that's because I had an experience with the suicide and a locked door. I don't want to go through that. Don't lock the door. If you need your privacy, tell me, hey, I want to, be in the bathroom, whatever. I ain't gonna bother you. But don't lock the door. How long do you go before you exit? Once I see that cliff and there's no other way to go, you can. Why would I keep letting you make the same mistake over and over again? What is insanity? Doing the same thing and expecting different results. Once I know that that's there, they're giving me disrespectful treatment. You tell somebody one time. Anybody can make a mistake one time because they don't know that something affects you. You come to my house, Olivia. You come to my house, whatever, we date and yada yada yada. You go to the bathroom, you lock the door. You don't know, so I'm gonna tell you how I feel about door locking and why. Now, you may have another situation that makes you unlock doors. We have to have this conversation so that we can bridge this gap. Because you may see it as nothing, but for me it's a potential problem because of what I've been through. Now, and if you say, hey, I didn't lock the door one time, and some guys tried to come in on me. Then, okay, I understand why you lock doors. So we have to have a gradual meeting of the minds to find something that works for both of us. Because, to me, that's a real heartfelt issue. And for you, it's a real heartfelt issue. So how do we bridge that gap to where you want to lock the door to be safe? I don't want you to lock the door to be safe. Because you can tell me that you ain't going to kill yourself. I can tell you that I'm not going to sexually assault you. So we still at that same impasse. So we got to figure out, can we work through this? If we can work through this, then we figure out the solution that works for both of us. We keep moving. If we can't, I'm only hearing what I got to hear. I ain't hearing nothing you say. Either you understand this or not. Either you telling me the same thing. X. There's no solution that's gonna work for both of us. So once you see that in a relationship, hey, if you just want a maintenance man or a maintenance whatever, then you keep it at that and let it be the situation, because it's not a relationship at that point. And you just have to accept that and keep moving. But once you see that you're at that dead end, what is there to fix? You? Are you going to change who you are? And if does that change make you happy? Well, I did it for him. And that's cute. Cute. Stupid, but cute. Because when you change for somebody else, one, does it make you happy? Two, what if they leave you? And three, most importantly, you don't know who you are anymore. So what's the purpose of being somebody and you don't even know who you are? It's not even a representative, because you're not doing it for you. You're doing it for somebody else. And what are you getting out of the deal? What are you getting? You're being somebody else for somebody else who clearly doesn't love you because they don't want you to be you. What do you stand for one more time? The sex is good? They paying your car note? What is it? If there's a reason that you can live with, no, to thine own self be true. If your priority in life is to have somebody pay for all your stuff, then you got to do what you got to do. If it's not, you have to consider how it's affecting you and go from there. But I say, the minute that you see that hard thing that's against your priority list, that something that you need is willingly not going to be given, it's time to go then. I've already told you, hey, I need for you to be honest. Well, I'm not going to be honest. I like lying. If honesty is as important as I say it is, and they just told me they like lying, or even if they didn't tell me, they keep lying when I ask them little stuff. What am I staying for? If I'm honest. I use this example. Ladies always say, if a man cheat on me, I'm going to leave him. Well, if he cheat on me 2 times, I'm going to leave him. If he cheat on me 18 times, I'm going to leave him. Or he still love me. Well, one, you say you're going to leave if he cheat. When he cheats, you keep him. So now you're speaking against yourself. He cheats again just to prove a point. And the point is that you're not going to leave him. All you're going to do is try to out-sex whoever it is he's having sex with, because that's what you think the issue is. When sex is clearly not the issue. The issue is he has no respect for you because you have no respect for you. The things that you say you value, you don't. So as you lying to him and you lying to yourself, he treats you like you treat yourself. He's not even being disrespectful anymore. He's just doing you what you do. So you got to let him go when you see that you're not getting what you need. What you want is debatable. What you need, for instance, we need food and water. McDonald's is not a need, it's a want. We need food and water. So if I'm hungry and all somebody got is pineapples, if I'm hungry, I got to eat the pineapple. Well, I don't want that. Well, I ain't that hungry. I'm picky. Wants and needs. I want Burger King. I want McDonald's. But if somebody's making food, as long as it ain't chicken, if I'm hungry, I need to eat it because I need food. So you have to let them go as soon as you see that they're working against your interest. There's nothing to debate about that because it's not going to change. You made your requirements known. I heard you. Okay, I got you. I know I'm still not going to do them. Okay, I'm not going to do them. I dated one girl who didn't want me to curse as much. I have control over that. Fine. I mean, every now and then one is going to come out. I ain't going to never be curse free. It's just not who I am. But I can control it to the point where it ain't every 7th word. Maybe every 19th word, but not every 7th word. And so these are the things. Like I said, Will is my boy. We talk all the time. Will is a good dude. Strange, but he's a good dude. And the things that he wants, come from a lot from his trials and tribulations of dating, so he knows a little bit about what it is he wants. And then, he talked to me, so we know we're honest. I mean, me and Will we got history. And, anybody who knows me, I'll talk honest, and I don't want you to think my way. I just want you to understand when you're doing something, make sure that your way is making sense and you've thought about what you're saying. That's why I picked on you a little when you said church. Be a little bit more specific when you're telling people this so that you don't get led astray by a guy who just goes to church until he believes. What is it that he needs to believe? How does he show you that he does it? Because I know plenty of people that go to church and all they believe is there's a cute girl at church. As long as they go, they might get some. They can't tell you what the message was. They can't tell you what was sung. They can't tell you nothing other than what the cute girl who they hoping to get something from had on. That's all they know. So we have to be a little bit more introspective about what it is we want and how do we get people to prove what we want. If I tell you a preference, I like girls who have their nails done. That's just me. I like that little French tip manicure. I've dated women and I would pay for this if I was really into that woman. It's not mandatory. It doesn't. I like them. But if she doesn't have them, do I care? She don't lose any points for not having them. But I do like them. I don't like all these different colors. I'm an old man. I like nails that go with my beard. So when she has a little French tip with the white things on the end and she's playing my beard, I like that. I like girls with soft hands. Thank you, Ray. I thought you had left me. You thought what was implied, Olivia? And that's the thing. We can't think a lot of things are implied because we don't all come from the same places. And I think that's what happens to a lot of people. Everybody thinks something is implied. But if we didn't have the same sort of circumstances, what's implied is, as we'll talk about in another show, monogamy. I mean, 3 people talked about non-monogamy. Some people think it's implied. And I tell everybody, before you're in a monogamous relationship, there should be a deep conversation specifically and only about monogamy. Everybody doesn't have the same value system. Everybody wasn't raised the same way. We don't all think the same way. So before you think anything's implied, we should all discuss it. Respect. I thought it's not. I tell the story about I had an associate who introduced me to his fiance, and he said, "Yo, come over here." And he was talking to me. We having a little conversation. He said, "Yo, man, I want you to be." He said, "You know I'm engaged, man. I want you to meet my bitch." Wow. And she walked over and she said, "Hey, how you doing?" I don't know what to say. I mean, you just introduced your fiance as a bitch. But she was cool with it. Who am I to judge them? I could never introduce my fiance, my girlfriend, my cut buddy. I would never introduce her as my bitch. But he didn't think twice about it, and she didn't think twice about it. Doesn't work for me. But clearly, it worked for them. Who am I to judge? But, who does that? And what woman responds to that? Well, clearly she did. I was the only one who seemed to have a problem with it, and she wasn't my girl. I was wrong for having a problem. So, Olivia, what are you thinking is implied? Because to me, nothing is implied unless it's spoken about by both parties and agreed upon. And part of honest communication is repeating what you heard to check for understanding. Women will say stuff, men will hear stuff. Men from Mars, women from Venus. We speak different languages. So when you tell me something, Jazzy called me complicated. I don't know why. So tell me what it is. Let me repeat it back to you to make sure I understand. When I date, my girl will tell me something, I repeat it back to make sure we understand. A lot of times we're not where I'm coming from. I heard something different. To have a relationship to God is to go to church. But in the future, right? Because everybody who goes to church doesn't have a relationship with God. And that's the thing. And that's the thing. You got a lot of people who do things because they were trained to do it. Because, they went to church with their parents their whole life. Go to a jail. Look at all the criminals, especially murderers, who walk around with crosses and Bibles. They have a relationship with God, but it didn't stop them from murdering people. And, like I said, it's easy to pick on church people because I just know so much about them. So until you have a conversation with them to understand what their relationship is with God or whoever it is, their higher being, and how they feel about things, you're cheating yourself by simply thinking that theirs is the same as yours. You know, preachers who abuse little boys, they have a relationship with God. According to them, they God's right hand man. Everything is not the same, so you have to have communication, honest communication, so you'll know what it is. Olivia, when you meet a guy and y'all start talking about church, listen to him. Let him tell you what his experience is. If that's what's important for you, let him tell you what his experience is. Because what church do you want him to go to? I mean, if he's a Buddhist and you're a Baptist, does that change things? Does it change if he's a Muslim or Jewish? Or do you just want him to have a relationship with his God? And like I said, these are things that we just don't. And this is where we become racist most of the time, because most of us assume we're either Baptists or Christians. I ain't figured out the difference. Baptist, Christian, Methodist, yada, yada, yada. But this is where you can't assume things. You have to have these conversations. So you'll know, where are we? Are we on the same path? Is your path that's different from my path? Do they still have the same ending? Because we don't have to be each other. We just need to make sure that our goal is the same, that our relationship goal is the same, because we can be totally different. Can a Christian and a Muslim raise a child? I'm sure they can. It's just going to take a little bit more work, because the child's going to get 2 sessions of teaching if that's one of the requirements. If it's not, then it's not. So, and that's one of them things when I tell people all the time, when you talk religion, you have to be so specific. You have to have really deep conversations when you get into that realm. I mean, everybody, through the bow ties, through the fact that I've been other places, everybody assumes that I'm a Muslim. I have no control over that. And I typically try to stay out of religious conversations because I have my own views of religion, because I've been to a bunch of different places. I know a little bit more than the average person. So when people talk to me about it, I do ask the harder questions, and then they go from one extreme to the other till they think I'm an atheist or whatever. And it's just because I got questions. If you believe, I just got questions to make sure you believe. Why do you believe this, no matter what it is? Because I want to make sure that you're honest and open with yourself. And the same when I tell you something, I embrace the questions, because I want you to know that these are the things that I'm passionate about. This is why I'm here. Now, if you can show me why this is wrong through factual data, not through your own personal opinion, I'm willing to listen, because I'm not above being educated. But if all we're going to do is shoot each other with what we think, well, Olivia, I think this, I think that, who cares? My thoughts are my thoughts. I can't make my thoughts be yours, and I have to respect that your thought pattern is going to be different from mine, because we didn't grow up together. And that's where the honest communication comes in, so that you'll know more about why I think this, why you think that. So, is this really a preference or a priority? That he's religious, and then his religion. Because if he has a true belief in his God, is that okay? Or does he have to have a true belief in your God, which is kind of different? Because even if he has a true belief in your God, or y'all beliefs the same, to me that's a bigger problem than 2 different religions. Because if we believe in the same things, but we're still here, we're definitely on a different path. But if we have 2 different religions, but we believe in this, we're still good. I got my watch on. I can't tell time, but I got it on. And so that's where we are with that. And when you get into the whole preference and priority issues, you have to be willing to speak. If this is one of the things, you have to be able to speak openly and honestly. If communication is one of your issues. And like I said, for me it is. The guy who told you about the weight, Olivia. Did you gain weight in the 6 months? Or were you pretty much the same, give or take 5 pounds? And if you were the same, what made you different at 6 months? And like I said, those are just the questions that when people, they call me or we talk, those are questions I ask them, because sometimes it's really not you, and then every now and then it really is you. I mean, I talked to a couple people, and based on what they were telling me, it was them that was causing the problem. A couple of them got upset with me, but if you're asking me, and all I'm gonna do is listen, and I'm listening to hear, because I want to tell you, I want to understand, and I'm gonna tell you how the information can either be misinterpreted or where you did a little too much. Like I say, Olivia, you've been great today. When I give you stuff and you understand what I'm saying, because I'm not criticizing you. I just want you to understand what you're saying and how it can be received, which is a great part of communication. You know, when I talk to people, I talk to Will all the time. I talk to Paige. I talk to Tommy. I have to listen to what they say. I talk to my management team. They see things that I don't see. And I have to take it in the sense that they give it because they outnumber me. So I'm listening to the masses as opposed to my personal feelings. Because what I feel is what I feel. What they feel is what they feel. But since there's more of them and they be bullying me, I have to kind of go with it sometimes. So, and that's how that system works. Sure would be nice if I had some shrimp pasta. I'm just saying. If anybody felt sorry for me. Will says it's never his fault. He can't do the tongue-in-cheek thing, but I'm assuming that's what he's doing because that's what we all assume. And sometimes it is your fault. And I'm going to tell you this as a man. If I want to be the king, it's always my fault because I either couldn't get you to do right or I didn't pay attention when I was trying to recruit you. And even if we're not equally yoked, it's my fault for not recognizing that unless I recognize the talent and fashion. And sometimes you have to accept things for what they are. I would say, for instance, and this is not relationship. Well, it is relationship, but it's not sexual. It's friend. I would say Will is my friend. Now, well, me and Will started off as wasn't friends, and we definitely weren't equally yoked. We didn't have a whole lot in common except one or two things. Will now is a good dude to me. I would put him on my friend list. I mean, we're not best friends, but if Will needs something, he can call. If I need something, I can call him. We've had heart to hearts. We're in a different place now than we were 10, 15 years ago. We've grown together. We still have our differences, but we still have our similarities. I respect his differences. He respects mine, and the things that we do alike are even respected. And but that was part of the friendship. Now, nothing else. That's why the friendship. Because when we first met, me and Will. We were really not even, I don't think we had anything in common except for, like I said, one or two dark things. Now, it's a whole different animal. To let a friend in my life, there's certain things that they have to accomplish on my preference priority list. There's certain people who can never be my friend because some of their life choices do not work with my priority listing. We can be cool, but once you violate what's on the priority list, I can't put you over here in the trusted list. You may be a good person, but things that I value highly on my priority list, you can't meet. So there's no need me putting you over here knowing that when I come for you, I'm going to fall off a cliff and go down. It's just not going to happen. It's not. And that's where you have to realize these things, Olivia. And I can't tell you when it's too late to make the X because sometimes people can't change. Once again, Will is a perfect example. Will changed a lot from who he was when I first met him. And he wasn't a bad guy. We just were really different in some areas. This Will and the old Will, he'll tell you they're not the same person. But I never told Will what he had to do, my friend. We never even had this conversation. Will, if you want to be friends with me, this is what you got to do. Because that would have been treacherous and self-serving. He did things, I noticed, and as he did different things, we became a little bit closer. But I never gave him an ultimatum to be my friend. There may not be any benefits to being friends with me. I don't know what his value system is. I don't know what he thought about me initially because it wasn't a conversation that we ever had. But like I say, who he is now versus who he was when I first met him, totally different guy. Totally different. Same person, but he's a totally different guy. Because he grew. And the way he grew was something that was conducive to what I was looking for in a friend. I didn't have any beef with who he was. It was just somebody I couldn't call a friend. So that's what we are. And like I say, a lot of that still had to do with preferences and priorities because I know how my system is. I got you. Well, my management team is on it, doggone it. So that's what's up. Remember now, I got a couple more weeks before I stop transmitting on my personal page. Hey, I'm going to be out of town next week. Do you guys want me to do, I could do a late show on Wednesday. Cause I should be flying if everything goes according to plan. Or I can just change the show to a different day, Tuesday or Thursday. I have to say, I don't know if I can do it Tuesday yet. I may be having technical difficulties because I don't know if where I'm going is going to be easily accessible. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Boss man, you gonna come late, just like a black man. So that's what's up. I had a good time. It's like 5 minutes till. Hey, listen. This is what I need. I need you guys to give me show topics. I want to do. This is what I want to do. I want to do a show on domestic violence. I want to do a show on blended families. I'm still going to do a show on the 5 love languages. And there's some other topics I want to float around. But I need you guys to give me some topics of what you want to hear or talk about. You know, it's good. It's good. It's great that you guys listen. And sometimes I just don't want to talk about sex. It's okay sometimes. And sometimes I don't even want to talk about real relationships. Yeah, I saw you try to call me. But I'm gonna hit you when I get off, Will. So just let me know if there's something that you guys want to talk about or you got interest in. And we'll go from there. I have as always, I've enjoyed this. I'm thinking about doing strictly the radio portion. You guys don't understand how nervous I get knowing that you guys can see me. That's why I stopped doing live shows like in restaurants and stuff. And I'm working on that. But anyway, that's that. I'm gonna shave so nobody tell me I need to shave, you know what I'm saying, looking gruff. I got the modeling thing going on. That's been going pretty good actually. I got picked by a couple of designers for a show that's coming up I think in 3 weeks. I'll let you know the next show. That's what's up. That's what's going on in my world. Hey, Marsha. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just come late, do what they want to do. Marsha's one of the models in the shows I've been in. She's way ahead of me. She got picked for other stuff. She's a headliner. She get to do stuff. She get to do like the intro stuff. I ain't that good yet. I'm still down to left, right, don't fall. But I'm working on it. So yeah, if you guys got stuff you want to talk about, you know, shoot me an inbox, shoot me a text, whatever. If you got my number, shoot me a text, and we'll go from there. I got to get out of here before I get an Instagram from my management team because they own it, doggone it. I'm still accepting meals. Whatever. I'm still accepting meals and tequila. And if you got Wi-Fi and a bathroom door, I'll come to your place and do a show. I'm not ready for public yet, but I'm working on it. For real. Swear to God. But it's 5 till. Y'all got any questions before we get ready to let this go? Anybody in Chicago so I can get some popcorn? And I don't want to go to the mall to get it. I want it to come from Chicago. I'm simple like that. Anybody got any questions? I appreciate you guys for being here. I really do. So with that being said, if there are no questions, I'm going to do what old people like to do, which is go to sleep. Because y'all know these shows tire me out. Maybe I'll catch up on my DVR, on demand, whatever it's called. Alright, well, y'all know what it is. Oh, and just so y'all know that this is a real tie. See, it's a real tie. Let me just get this in right quick because I'm tired of y'all saying that somebody else ties my tie for me. I'm going to do it right here on camera, just on GP, to let y'all know that DVP is the truth. I don't need a mirror. I can do it on my telephone, and bam, bam, bam. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. See how long it took me? Don't even take 3 minutes. Bam. Bam. Questions, comments, concerns. All right, y'all know what it is. Peace, popcorn, and chicken grease. I'm out.